Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever wondered what would happen if we could pluck some of history's greatest minds out of their time and drop them right into our modern world? What would they do? What jobs would they have? Today, we're diving deep into that very question. We're imagining 6 incredible historical figures and what their lives might look like in the 21st century. So, grab your popcorn, get comfy, and let's time travel. First up, let's talk about the man who gave us one of the most famous sequences in mathematics, Leonardo Fibonacci. Back in the 13th century, he introduced Europe to the Hindu-Arabic numeral system, and, of course, the Fibonacci sequence. You know the one. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and so on. This sequence isn't just a cool math trick, it appears everywhere in nature, from the spirals of a seashell to the branching of trees. So, where would a numbers genius like Fibonacci fit in today? Forget dusty old books. I see him as a rock star in the world of high finance. Picture this: Fibonacci, a top-tier quantitative analyst, or quant, working for a major Wall Street firm. He wouldn't just be crunching numbers. He'd be developing groundbreaking algorithmic trading models. Using his famous sequence and the golden ratio, he'd predict market fluctuations with uncanny accuracy. He'd probably have his own fintech startup, creating an app that uses principles of natural growth patterns to help everyday people invest their money wisely. The financial world would be his playground, and his theories would be all over financial news channels. He might even have a viral TikTok series breaking down complex economic theories into bite-sized, easy-to-understand videos. Next, let's bring the enchantress of numbers into the digital age. Ada Lovelace. In the 1840s, she worked on Charles Babbage's analytical engine and is credited with writing the world's first computer program. She saw the potential for computers beyond mere calculation, imagining they could one day create music and art. She was a true visionary, way ahead of her time. Fast forward to today, and Ada would be an absolute titan in the tech industry. She wouldn't just be a coder, she would be a leading pioneer in artificial intelligence and creative computing. Forget Silicon Valley bros. Ada Lovelace would be the CEO of a company that blends art and technology in ways we can't even imagine. Think AI that composes symphonies in the style of Beethoven or generates breathtaking visual art. She would be a vocal advocate for ethical AI, pushing for technology that benefits humanity and promotes creativity. You'd see her giving TED Talks on the future of human-computer collaboration, inspiring millions of young women to get into STEM. Her Twitter feed would be a fascinating mix of complex code, philosophical musings on AI, and stunning digital art. Now, let's travel back to ancient Athens and grab the man who annoyed everyone with questions: Socrates. He never wrote anything down, but his method of questioning, the Socratic method, shaped Western philosophy forever. He believed that the path to wisdom was through constant examination of one's own beliefs. He was all about critical thinking and self-awareness. So, what would Socrates do today? He wouldn't be a university professor locked away in an ivory tower. No way. Socrates would be a modern-day podcaster and public intellectual. His podcast, probably called The Unexamined Life, would be at the top of the charts. Each episode would feature him engaging in deep, probing conversations with a diverse range of guests, from politicians and CEOs to artists and scientists. He wouldn't just interview them. He'd challenge their assumptions and make them, and us, think deeper about everything. He'd also be a huge presence on platforms like YouTube and Twitter, posting short videos and thought-provoking questions that spark massive online debates. He'd be controversial for sure, but his goal would be the same as it was 2,400 years ago: to get us all to think more critically about the world and our place in it. From ancient philosophy to American literature, let's talk about Harriet Beecher Stowe. Her 1852 novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin, was an absolute bombshell. It exposed the brutal realities of slavery to a massive audience in the northern United States and around the world, fueling the abolitionist movement. She was a master storyteller who used her words as a powerful tool for social change. In our modern world, Harriet Beecher Stowe would be a powerhouse investigative journalist and documentary filmmaker. She would use her incredible storytelling skills to shine a light on the injustices of our time. Imagine her producing a hard-hitting Netflix docu-series that goes viral, exposing human rights abuses or systemic inequality. She wouldn't just report the facts, she'd weave them into compelling human stories that would move people to action. She'd also be a prolific author and an influential voice on social media, using her platform to organize campaigns, promote activism, and give a voice to the voiceless. Her work would win Pulitzer Prizes and Oscars, but more importantly, it would continue her legacy of changing hearts and minds through powerful narrative. Let's turn our gaze to the stars with Galileo Galilei. This 17th-century astronomer and physicist was a true rebel. He challenged the established dogma that the Earth was the center of the universe, using his telescope to gather evidence that the planets revolved around the sun. His revolutionary ideas got him into a lot of trouble, but he stood by his observations. Today, Galileo would be at the forefront of space exploration and science communication. He'd likely be a leading astrophysicist at NASA or SpaceX, working on projects like the James Webb Space Telescope or the mission to Mars. But he wouldn't just be in the lab. Galileo was a brilliant communicator. He'd be the next Carl Sagan or Neil deGrasse Tyson. He would host a wildly popular science show, making complex topics like quantum physics and black holes accessible and exciting for everyone. His social media would be filled with stunning images from space, and he'd use platforms like TikTok to debunk scientific misinformation with wit and irrefutable evidence. He'd be passionate, brilliant, and dedicated to showing everyone the wonders of the cosmos. Finally, let's honor a revolutionary leader who changed the course of history. Toussaint Louverture. A former slave, he rose to become the leader of the Haitian Revolution, the only successful slave revolt in modern history. He was a brilliant military strategist and a skilled politician who navigated a complex web of alliances and betrayals to lead his people to freedom. In the 21st century, Toussaint Louverture would be a globally respected diplomat and human rights advocate. Picture him working at the United Nations or leading a major international NGO. He would be a master negotiator, sought after to mediate peace talks in conflict zones around the world. Drawing on his own incredible life story, he would be a powerful voice against oppression and a champion for self-determination and social justice. He wouldn't just be a figurehead, he'd be on the ground, working tirelessly to empower marginalized communities and build a more just and equitable world. His autobiography would be a global bestseller, inspiring a new generation of leaders to fight for freedom and dignity for all. So there you have it. 6 historical giants reimagined for our modern world. From a Wall Street quant to a viral podcaster and a spacefaring celebrity, it's amazing to think about the impact these figures would have today. It really shows that genius and passion are timeless. Who are some other historical figures you'd like to see in the 21st century? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to read your ideas. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. If you enjoyed this trip through time, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next adventure. Until next time, stay curious,